Hello my friends and welcome to class. Today I've got a nice steady paced hips and shoulders sequence for you. There's no specific props that you'll need and we're going to start in a cross-legged seat. So allow yourself to find somewhere comfortable. If you want to sit onto a cushion or a block, then go ahead. Let your arms rest into your lap. Maybe just take a little roll back of the shoulders as you let the eyes close and let the body settle. Maybe as you breathe out, you can just feel your thighs fall a little heavier towards the mat. Your shoulders fall a little heavier away from the ears. Just allow yourself a few strong breaths here. Feel that space within your chest expand. Softly releasing, feeling that sense of letting go. A couple more. Good, and then from here, just let your chin drop down towards your chest so you can feel that length in the back of your neck. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then gently let your right ear roll across towards your right shoulder. You can pause at any point that feels good as you feel that length in the left neck. And then gently roll back via the chest over to the other side, feeling that length in the right. Take yourself just from one side to the other. If it feels good in your neck, you're welcome to make them a full circle. But if that doesn't feel good, just keep with the semicircles, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, one side and then the other. Maybe there's cricks and cracks. That certainly happens within my body. And then allow yourself to come all the way back to center, lifting up through the chin, making sure you're not feeling too dizzy. Switch the cross of your legs. Doesn't matter which one is in front. Take a nice deep breath in, lift your arms to the sky, pull the fingertips upwards. And as you exhale, allow yourself to fold forwards. Hands onto the mat, the chin softly towards the chest, so you can feel length in the whole back line of your body. Think of your thighs pressing away from your rib cage, so down towards the mat. And just bring some attention to the knife edges of your feet and give them a little push into the floor as well. Take one more breath in, staying here. And as you exhale, walk your hands off towards the right side. You can go as far as feels comfortable. Your left side body gets the stretch. And either stay here with your hands, maybe to fingertips, or left hand holds on to right, let's say wrist or forearm, and then pull against it as if you're pushing your left elbow towards the top of your mat. The left rib cage is our focus. Breathe into it, expand. And soften. One more. Keep pulling on the forearm if you've chosen that option. And releasing. Lovely. Walk your hands all the way off to the second side. Chest moves towards left knee. Same options, either staying onto fingertips or palms, or perhaps your right hand holds your left wrist or forearm. Pulling against it, think of pressing your right thigh away from you as well. A deep breath in. A full breath out. Great, last one. As you exhale, walk your hands back onto the mat, all the way back in, and take one final switch of the legs, bringing your other leg back in front. Taking hold of your front shin with your two hands and find some tension against it to help you sit nice and tall. Lift out through your chest. Keep that feeling of length. Now right hand, gaze with the fingertips, nice and slowly. Reach it all the way up to the sky, right next to your ear, and then all the way off behind you. Can you keep in the midline of your mat as you just tap the midline? And then again, follow it with the gaze all the way up, all the way over, coming back forwards to hold the shin. Left arm, keep it nice and steady and controlled. This is not a movement of speed. All the way over, feel the body turn. Can you tap the mat behind you? And then gazing with it again, all the way up, all the way forwards and back. This time, both arms together. Try to keep your belly hugging in. Reach those arms up nice and narrow towards the ears, so much harder. Keep your gaze forwards this time as you circle those arms, big backstroke all the way behind you to interlace into a fist. Draw the fist down and away from your body. Perhaps it rests to the floor, just depends on the length of your arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift through the chin. As you exhale, release that and just curl your heels a little closer towards your bum so you can roll over to sit onto your shins. So tops of the feet onto the mat. From there, let your hands rest onto your thighs. And as you slide your hands away from you, round through your spine, chin to the chest. So it's like a kneeling cat and cow. And then draw the hands back towards the hips. Puff out through the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Again, hands slide away. Spine rounds. Think of the tailbone tucking. And then draw the hands back. Squeeze shoulder blades, broaden through the chest. Wonderful. Last one, hands slide away, chin comes down. Hands draw back, back body engages, front body lengthens. From there, releasing, allow yourself to sit neutrally. And now I want you to tuck your toes behind you and keep them about hip distance apart as you then push your way back into a little toe stand. So again, the feet aren't together, there's a bit of space between them. Take a moment to find some balance onto the balls of your feet so you're lifting your chest nice and tall. And then from there, right arm on top of left as you come to find eagle arms, making the balance a little trickier. We're going to think of pushing the elbows away from us, keeping the belly nice and firm, holding our balance. Now, keeping your arms in eagle arms, we're going to move between this toe stand and a chair variation. So from here, take a nice deep breath in. You're now going to push your bum back as your heels find the floor into chair. Lift your fingertips to the sky. From there, let the heels lift, let your bum come back down towards the toe stand. And we're going to do that 4 more times. Push your bum back, heels to the floor, fingertips to the sky, chair. Exhale as you drop your way back to toe stand, find your balance. Inhale, bum behind you, heels to the floor, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, find that little bit of balance. Good, let's just do 1 more. Press the bum back, hold your chair pose here. The legs should feel quite fiery. Reach the fingertips tall, broaden shoulder blades, inhale. Now undo your arms, exhale, ragdoll fold, hands towards the mat. Soft bend of knees so your torso and thigh are nice and close together. Let your head dangle freely. You can either dangle the arms, touch the floor. If you want to cross them, you're welcome to. And maybe a little bit of a sway, left to right, left to right. Sit bones are tall to the sky and the torso feels long. Take yourself a deep breath in and a full breath out. Good. Let your hands come to the floor, and as you walk forwards, find yourself down into a tabletop position. Depending on where you started on your mat, you might need to move back. From this tabletop, have your toes tucked behind you. Feel like your shoulder blades are broadening across your back. Inhale, lift your hips into down dog, broaden through the upper back, press the thighs back. Exhale, come back forwards to tabletop, softly drop the knees. If you want to scale this, hover the knees. Inhale, lift the hips, down dog, push the floor away. Exhale, either hovering tabletop or tabletop, knees down. 2 more. Inhale, hips up, thighs back, push the heels toward the floor. Exhale, table or hovering table. And then last one, lift the hips to the sky, push down through the hands, let your arms feel as long as they possibly can. And let's stay here, guys. Exhale. Find some stillness in your down dog. Think of rooting into the index finger knuckle, long through the arms, broadening through the armpits. Take a deep inhale. And a full exhale. Good. From your down dog, right leg rises to the sky for 3-legged dog. Reach through the toes, squeeze right bum muscles, left heel stays heavy. Take 1 more breath in, lifting, lifting, lifting. And as you exhale, guide that foot forward, just a little bit wider than the right hand, so we're coming towards lizard lunge. 2 hands are on the inside of the foot. You're going to press the back heel away from you, and we're going to keep the back knee lifted. And I want you to think of lifting the back thigh away from the mat, so make as much space between that thigh and the mat as you can. Your chest is lengthening forwards, and depending on the range of motion you have in your hip, you could choose to soften your elbows. I don't want you to drop them, I don't want you to lower down, but you could choose to soften them to sink a little deeper. Press the right foot into the mat. Let the chest feel like it's pulling forwards. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Good. Softly drop the back knee down towards the mat. With that back leg, let the shin kick off towards the right side of the mat. Your right hand is staying down, perhaps towards your fingertips, and then left arm is spinning towards the sky. Funky lunge / kneeling side angle. Your right arm is going to press your right knee wide, but your right knee is going to give a little resistance. Press the knee back in towards the arm. Think your hips are lunging forwards towards your front heel. 1 more full inhale. And stay for your exhale. Good. Let that hand come back down to the floor and bring your foot back onto the mat. Tuck your toes, lift through your back knee, and this time right arm spins to the sky. So twisting in the opposite direction. Keep bending into the front knee. Find a bit of a squeeze through your left bum muscles. Inhale. And exhale. Now, can you keep your arms expanded as they are? Press down into your right foot. Can you rise straight up with the torso? Your left arm is now forwards, your right arm is back into a twisted high lunge. Think of the left pelvis pulling forwards, reach out through fingertips. Take just one more breath in. And then reverse the lunge. Back hand towards your back thigh, left arm up alongside the ear. The left rib cage feels long, keep engaging through your left bum muscles. Nice and strong here, final inhale. On the exhale, the arm in the sky, elbow to the outside of the front leg, hands then come together into prayer. As you find a twist and rotation, if you want to drop the back knee, you're very welcome to, make it your own. Press the arm and the leg together. It's not just elbow into thigh, it's thigh out into elbow as well. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Good. As you undo the twist, let your hands come down. Your left hand, I want you to step it further forwards than your front foot. Maybe shorten your stride if you need to. Now all toes turn to face the right side of your mat as your right arm then spins to the sky. You're driving your right knee away from the torso whilst keeping your hips lifted. Your right outer hip should feel an element of this pose, side plank variation. Inhale, keep pushing the floor away. And exhale. Now with this right foot, can you pick it up and step it off behind you onto the ball of your foot? You can go pretty far back, make it a nice soft wild thing. Soft is not the right word for wild thing, is it? Make it a broad wild thing. Turn your chest and hips to the sky, right arm alongside the ear. Stay with it, guys. Take a deep belly breath in. And an exhale. Good, this is your last breath in. On the exhale, unflip, bring yourself round into plank pose. Just bring that left hand back so that you're nice and even. Take an inhale. On the exhale, option to use your knees. We're coming all the way to the floor through chaturanga. Feel your hands dial outwards as your elbows dial inwards. As you find yourself to the floor, inhale, find locust, lift the chest, hands and thighs, basically pick up everything that you can. And as you exhale, push your bum back towards your heels. You're welcome to pause for a moment in child's pose, or perhaps send yourself straight back into down dog, taking a moment to be still. Feel the movement of breath. See if you can just elongate each breath in and each breath out. Good. Finding your way to down dog if you're not already. Take one more breath. Good. Left leg, inhale to the sky, three-legged dog. Keep that top leg as straight as you can, even if it means it needs to be lower. Reach out through the toes, final inhale. On the exhale, bring it forwards as softly as you can, step just wider than the left hand. Keeping the back knee lifted for our lizard lunge. Again, we're going to think of the chest going forwards. If you've got a little bit of range, you can think of softening the elbows, but the back thigh is rising away from the floor. Push the heel away from you, press the front foot down. Inhale. Exhale. One more on the way in. On the exhale, drop the back knee down, kick the shin off towards the left, so it's a little kickstand. Maybe prop the left hand to fingertips. You could use a block if it's more comfortable. Right arm then spins to the sky. Find these like opposing forces between the front arm and the front leg. Press them towards each other. Feel like you're pulling your bum underneath, so you're pushing your sort of pelvis forwards. Inhale, expanding. And exhale. Lovely. Bring your hand back to the mat and bring your little kickstand foot back onto the floor. Lift through the back knee and then left arm to the sky as you twist in the opposite direction. Squeeze through right glutes. Maybe you can just wiggle your left foot a little bit more towards the midline. It'll make it a little easier to rise, because from here, can you keep the arms expanded? The torso rises, right arm is forwards, left arm is back, finding your twisted high lunge. Think of the right hip pulling forwards. Keep bending the front knee. One more breath in. Reverse it, exhale, back hand towards back thigh, right arm up and alongside the ear, feel the right rib cage lengthening. Breathe into that side body, inhale. On the exhale, elbow to the outer of the thigh as you come to take your twist. Let the palms connect. If you wanted to drop the back knee, you are welcome to. The arm presses into the leg presses into the arm. Draw the belly inwards to allow your space to turn. Take a final deep breath in. As you exhale, that leg is working hard. Hands come down to the mat. The right hand goes further forwards than the foot. If your hips are a little bit not happy with this pose, bring the foot a little further back. More distance makes more accessible. All toes now turn towards the left as the left arm reaches to the sky for your side plank variation. Drive the left knee away from you. You might even be on the knife edge of this left foot. Keep pushing down through the right arm. The right arm is as long as you can make it feel. Take one more breath in. Can you pick up that left foot, step it off behind you, stay on the ball of the foot as you push down into it. Squeeze your bum, wild thing, arm alongside the ear, drive down through that right hand. Stay with it, last time, breathe in. Breathing out, lovely. Inhale, last one. On the exhale, unflip, hands to the floor, find plank, just bring that right hand back. One breath here. Exhale, option to use the knees so that you can maintain control. Your belly and chest should find the floor at the same time, so you've got a nice long line into the body. On the inhale, that little locust variation, float the hands, float the chest, squeeze your bum to lift your legs. And exhale, push your hips back towards heels, option to pause and stay, or to send yourself back to down dog. A big expansive inhale. And a releasing exhale. Good, 2 more there. Fabulous. With your right leg, inhale, send it to the sky, 3-legged dog. On the exhale, draw it forwards again, stepping it just wider than the right hand. This time you're going to go straight off to the left side of the mat. So walk yourself round, readjust your feet, and just make sure all toes are facing the same direction. From there, keep your fingertips on the floor and think of creating a tabletop spine. Inhale, find length. On your exhale, maybe allowing yourself to fold a little further, but maintaining that tabletop shape with the spine. Think of your sit bones lifting and widening away from each other. Press your thighs out behind you. Lift the kneecaps to engage the quads. Each breath in is an opportunity to feel a little bit longer. Each breath out, maybe to fold or just to stay as you are, find softness. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Take one more inhale, fingertips to the floor, to find your halfway lift position. And then keeping the legs as they are, keeping the toes facing the direction that they are. I want you to bend one knee as you push your bum towards the heel. So it's not quite Skandasana. Your chest is going to stay facing the floor and your heels and toes stay down. Walk yourself to the left foot as you bend the knee, side lunging, and just take yourself from one side to the other. If you're feeling ambitious and like you want a bit more fire, you can do it without the hands on the floor, and you can go from one side to the other. Keep thinking of pushing your bum back and driving your bent knee wide. Good. And then walk yourself back to the top of the mat. So that will be your right foot, guys, because I've turned around. Walk yourself back towards your right foot. Turn everything to face forward. So all toes into a runner's lunge. And then back knee steps in for your shin to come and sit down next to your front foot. So right knee is to the sky and you're sat onto your left shin. Take a left arm to the sky, a big inhale. And on the exhale, the elbow either hooks around the thigh. If that's too intense, just give the thigh a little hug. You're looking over right shoulder, finding that those opposing forces between arm and leg again. Press the thigh wide out into the arm. Press the arm into the thigh. The back of the left shoulder blade, or shoulder blades can't essentially stretch, but that's where you might feel a little bit of a lengthen. One more inhale here. And a final exhale. Good. As you turn yourself all the way back to face center, tuck your left toes under. just like you did for toe stand, and you're going to lift the knee, so you're into a little crouch. Your right hand is going to hold the front of your right toes, left arm is going to reach forwards. Can you let your left heel guide towards the floor as you kick your right heel out in front of you and find yourself into a pistol squat? They're not everybody's favourite, but unlucky for you, they're mine. Now perhaps you plonk down onto your bum, that doesn't matter because that's where we're coming anyway. So your right leg is out in front of you, let your left knee fall to the side so the sole of the foot is to the inner of the thigh. Use an inhale to lift the arms nice and tall, create length in the torso. And as you exhale, fold forwards, your torso is coming slightly to the inside of the thigh. So you're not right on top of it, your right side body is on top of it. Or in line with it is the better word to use. Your hands may be able to hold your foot, you're welcome to do so, but they also can just stay onto the floor if you're a little higher up with your torso. Again, thinking of that nice long spine, space between the pelvis and the ribs. One more breath here. And all the way out. Wonderful. As you release what you have and sit yourself tall, curl the heels towards your bum. As you roll over, you can choose to skip the vinyasa and go to down dog if you prefer. Otherwise, stepping into plank, inhale, hollow belly, broad shoulder blades. Exhale, option to use the knees. As your chest thinks of going slightly forwards and down, you're a plane coming into land with that chest. Inhale, float the chest, hands and thighs, your little locust lift. And then exhale, we all find our way back to downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here, big expanse, big release, maybe through the mouth. One more, breathing in. Good, left leg, inhale to the sky, reach it tall, 3-legged dog. On the exhale, step it forward. You can go wider than the hand, but we're going off towards the right side. So turn yourself the moment you've landed as you come round into your wide-legged fold. Find that nice long spine to begin with. Inhale, create length. And as you exhale, fold just as you did before, but just for a shorter moment. Again, those sit bones are up and wide. Feel like your thighs are slightly rolling in towards each other. Now take yourself a full breath in. Can that chest pull away from the hips? And as you exhale, walk your hands off towards your right foot or ankle. Maybe you can hold on, or maybe the hands just stay towards this direction. We're going to think of belly towards right thigh, chest towards right shin, but your left sit bone, push it backwards. We're not trying to twist the pelvis, we're just folding the torso to the right. 1 inhale. And 1 exhale. Good, switch the sides. Your hands can walk all the way over towards the left. Maybe they hold on to the foot. Thinking now right sit bone backwards as you fold towards your left leg. Keep pressing that thigh slightly backward. Inhale. And exhale. Good, last one. As you exhale, come back towards the center and your halfway lift, so onto those fingertips. Now you might want to do exactly the same again as we did the first side, from side to side, particularly if your hips or ankles are not particularly happy with a Skandasana. If you wanted to scale it, you're welcome to take your bum towards your sit bones, left toes would go towards the sky as you go over to the other side. This is a lot firier, but obviously you're welcome to use your hands as a little bit of a middle ground. Otherwise, staying with torso parallel to floor, driving the knee wide, because this movement will help you build towards Skandasana. Good. Last couple, side to side. Floss out the hips and then stop towards the left foot as you turn yourself back to face the top of the mat, all toes face forwards, back leg steps in, shin comes down, next to the left foot, left knee is up, sat onto right shin. Your left hand is behind you, maybe fingertips, bit of a kickstand, right arm rises. As you exhale, elbow to outer thigh, or give the leg a hug if you prefer, and just try to avoid your arm pushing your knee across the body. Keep the knee pressing wide. Take a deep breath in, maybe sitting taller, and a full breath out. Good, turning yourself back to face center. Tuck the right toes under. Here we go, back towards the pistol squat. Can you lift that right knee? Remember, if we fall in a pistol squat, it's because our bum goes down, our weight goes that way. So send as much weight this way as you can. Hold the front of the toes, reach the arm forwards, lean your chest towards your right thigh. Can you softly guide the heel down? Reach, 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 reach. Maybe you can hold it. Don't worry if not. Plonk your way down. Doesn't have to be elegant. Let the knee fall wide, sole of foot towards inner thigh. Create that length, lifting tall, arms to the sky. Remember, you're just to the inside of the left leg as you choose to fold, keeping the feeling of length as opposed to being close to the floor with a domed spine. It's not about head to knee, despite the Sanskrit translation of this pose. Janu Shasana means head to knee pose, but I don't like that intention. Think of chest to toes. Let's call it chest to toes pose. Press the thigh down, inhale, and exhale. Good, last one. As you release your foot here. This time, no vinyasas, we'll scoot our bum forwards, 2 feet to the mat, hip distance apart, arms to reach forwards. Think of a rounding of the spine, the tailbone scoops under, broaden through the shoulder blades, control the descent all the way down to the floor. Once you're there, let your arms come alongside your body, palms face down, and your heels can step a little bit closer in, but they don't need to come too close. Think of flexing your toes to the sky, so now it's just your heels that are left onto the mat. Drive into those heels to lift through your hips. Bridge pose, but a little bit different. Keeping those hips lifted, you might find the ability to just shuffle your shoulder blades a little closer together underneath the chest, driving into the heels, squeezing through your bum. Feel like the front of the body is flattening out, so you're not aiming for a back bend, you're aiming for a flat front body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. Keep those toes flexing, pull them to the sky, take one more inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Softly guide your hips back to the floor. Draw your knees in towards your armpits so they're going nice and wide, and then hands to hold towards the inner of your ankles or heels as we find happy baby. Toes to go wide, ankles on top of knees, and hopefully your elbows or your arms are well suited to just guide your knees a little wider. Root the back of the pelvis down into the mat so you're not sort of starting a backwards roll. Push that bit of the pelvis down. Just a few more breaths, allowing things to become a little softer, to feel a little slower. And then releasing those feet. Let the soles of the feet face one another, the knees to fall wide. Let your arms release alongside your body. Those shoulder blades again, maybe just slightly tuck them under. Let your eyes close so that your body can feel like it's time to wind down. And just allow your focus to remain on your breath, noticing that soft rise of your chest on the way in. And as the breath leaves the body, maybe see if there's any tension that you can release as well. Maybe you'll notice accidentally your hips are still holding on. Can the legs feel that little bit heavier? Can they fall a millimeter further? If you notice that your mind just starts to wander off, don't be judgmental, just bring your attention back to your breath. Maybe visualizing the lungs expanding and softening, just like a balloon. As you allow your body these last few moments to rest, just become very aware of your entire self. Feel every corner of your being. Notice that sense of energy within your center that we get from moving and breathing and doing this thing that's good for ourselves. Taking a moment to feel grateful for the body that you have, the movements that it allows you, and maybe see if there's one other thing that you can think of to be grateful for today. And then draw yourself a strong breath in. Maybe let those knees softly guide their way back together. Finding movements, maybe the arms reach up above the head. And you can then curl the knees in as you give yourself a little hug. In whichever way is most comfortable for you, softly find your way all the way back to seated, finding that nice long length in the back of the spine. Using a final inhale to lift the arms back to the ceiling. And a final exhale, lowering hands towards belly and chin towards chest. Good job, my friends. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you're a teacher yourself and you want to learn more about sequencing, how I build my classes and how you can build confidence with your own sequencing, you can take a look at my on-demand workshop, which you'll find on my website just here. And I'll be sure to have more classes uploaded to my channel for you very soon.